Welcome to Zero Gravity's podcast. Today I have the co-founder of Phala Network and the founder of Spore. Phala, tell us a little bit about your background. How did you get into crypto?
Thanks for having me here, Jax. Hey there, I'm Marvin. Before I'm into crypto, I initially work as a product manager in a company, Chinese company called Tencent, and another competitor of Uber called Didi. So back to the days where I'm in Tencent, my major job is to help the team to find AI assistance use cases integrated with WeChat and other products that how we can use the AI models in the best way. And then I met my co-founder, another co-founder, partner, Hung. He was an ex-Googler in a Gmail team. So we were both big fans of crypto, and we are obsessed for smart contract. So there are a couple of ideas who used to be very popular, built by smart contract back then. For example, like CryptoKitty, some mini games and some early stage DeFi and DAOs. So we both believe in the vision that smart contract will be the new backend of entire internet. So we decided to just quit the job and run our own business to fill in what we see is missing in the market, which is Phala today. So yeah, that's my story, guys.
Absolutely. Well, I'm really excited you used to work for Didi and that your co-founders from Google. I came from Google and I use Didi all the time here in Colombia. It's a very popular ride-sharing app. So let's get into Phala itself. What is the mission? Let's imagine somebody's like completely unfamiliar. They have no idea what you do. Give us kind of the 1 to 2 minute elevator pitch on what is Phala.
Gotcha. So the major value blockchain bring into the human world is to build a trust system that resuit our society, that you don't need to rely on some businessman or entity to be trust, right? It's trustless. So what we see back in 2019 is if the new kind of next generation trustless infrastructure need a mass adoption, it need different layers for the trustless. And blockchain or Ethereum absolutely is a top. So it's built for the extremely trustless use cases with higher cost, with super decentralization. And but to replace or adopt in the current 99% of the programs in the world, if you want to persuade a lot of companies to use the next generation platforms like Ethereum, there's still tons of work to do. For example, some need high performance, some need cheaper trustless system, and some need to run AI models. So how we can solve those problems? So what I'm trying to tackle here is that the OG smart contract and layer one, layer twos can't adopt with all of these use cases. And what we see as an opportunity is that a technology called Trusted Execution Environment, short for TEE, can solve a lot of problems here. So we ship the solution and we help these users to onboard into the world of Web3. So you can imagine TEE is like a middleware between Web2 world and Web3 world. It's not BFT, so it's the consensus of TE or the security levels of TE is not equally with a system like Ethereum, but in the middle, it's kind of trustless. So if you want to onboard like new users, new use cases, new market share, I think the best way is to provide a like lower cost solution, no matter addressed to time or just expenses, lower cost solutions to onboard new users into something very innovative, very new. And so this is kind of why we are here and what we are trying to do. Yeah.
So I mentioned a few things I want to touch on. Let's first go into trusted execution environments. We've had other podcasts on here, obviously talking about like things like fully homomorphic encryption and different kind of like privacy standards. Talk to us a little bit about like trusted execution environments and what the use case is, in case people are unfamiliar.
Cool. So trusted execution environment is like not black box, but like an enclave area inside computer chips, both for CPU and GPU works. So inside the this specific enclave area inside the chip, you can run programs with confidentiality and with how to say um, 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 with verifiability. So no one knows exactly how the data process or the raw data running inside of these CPUs, but people can attest and verify the computation result is valid and true. So this is basically how the technology works. Of course, the critical voices on this is that, hey guys, you are too relied on the hardware. So here's the fact. We use TEE every moment in all of the smartphones, like iPhone, no matter what phone you are using, or computer labs, like the laptops and servers, TEE already kind of in everywhere. So for example, when we are unlocking the iPhone faces, right, by our face, the raw data of how this face looks like is not exposed inside OS. It's being storage and processed inside the CPU chips in iPhone in TEE. It's just some chips can build a TEE system, and some like CPU manufacturers only opened to local applications. So the most popular TEE system in the world includes Intel SGX, have a bad reputation on that, and Intel TDX, AMD SCV, and NVIDIA GPUs. So all of these major suppliers for computer chips have their own TEE system. So again, TEE system is not hardware. TEE system is a security system based on the security assumption based on hardware. So they have different standard and frameworks. So Phala's mental source on this is that unlike Web2, we can't use a single CPU based TEE. So for example, if you build a system on top of only reliance on Intel, then it's not good, right? We want decentralization. We don't want vendor lock-in. So our job is to abstract how TEE works on top of these chip manufacturers and provide a software layer so that we can use the technology based on what we need. So yeah, this is kind of what is TEE to me.
Yeah, I really like the Face ID example. So if we take this, and I'll expand upon it, and I'll have you point out if I made anything incorrect. So if we have Face ID, we already have TEEs on our phone that are verifying that it is correctly Marvin's face and it is correctly Jack's face, so we can sign into our phones. But in crypto land, we want things to be decentralized. So we're going to have that verification happen on multiple different devices, often decentralized. So the TEEs, essentially, the way you guys are doing it, are allowing it to happen in a decentralized manner. So you guys are essentially providing the TEEs, or you're providing like the framework in order to implement TEEs on other devices?
Very good question. Thank you. So we build a software and a framework, but back in 2021, then we realized if we want to actually increase the usage and make people actually onboard it and begins to use it, we have to be very specific solution provider. So in the last 2 years, our major kind of like team's mission is to add up real value to real partners like Zero Gravity. And we set up and build specific TE solutions based on what you need and then bring you to this framework. We don't force people to use Phala. We don't force people to use only our softwares, and we are very open-minded to integrate any cool open source valuable projects as we can. So build a new TE ecosystem. So that's basically what we are doing.
Yeah, let's walk through. We always used to like to do this example at BlackRock. We'll call it like the life of a transaction or the life of working with Phala, essentially the user journey. So let's imagine, I'm a developer. I'm looking to create a decentralized Face ID, and I come to Phala. Talk to me a little bit about like how it would work, how these things would be implemented, and what would be kind of the process of working with the company.
Sorry, I think. Yeah.
I'll rephrase the question. We'll cut this out.
Yeah.
So let's imagine a new company. They're trying to create some kind of like decentralized Face ID, kind of the example we used earlier. How would they work with Phala in order to, implement that system?
Oh, totally get it. Thank you. So to onboard new companies, for example, like you're building let's say data collection and training based on specific IDs, right? You need to Face ID. So how they can work together? Actually, this is a very typical FHE with TE kind of case study. So how we can work together is that we use TE to storage the sensitive data and encrypted the data in a database. But the access or how to use this data can only be pre-audited and pre kind of open source inside TE. So it's like just put everything inside TE and encrypt it. The only way you can withdraw it is, for example, SQL, right? Like you have to show your code to the community, and as long as the code is approved, you can use the data. But in the middle, you don't know how my face looks like because in that code, you can't withdraw the whole piece of data from this Face ID. So, just based on this sample, right? Like it's not 100% accurate, but the pipeline worked like this. And how Phala can add up value to this Face ID company is to, we can provide open source SDK called DStack so that this company can research and try and test and maybe deploy on their own TE. It all works. And this SDK, DStack, the major goal of this is to reduce the barrier to onboard new developers inside TE world. So it's it's built for virtual machine and it's built for Web3. So basically you can run anything inside it. We put eLaser, right, agent framework inside. So as long as the developer can wrap it up as a Docker image, they can use TE now. So using DStack SDK, you can do whatever you want, and it's right now. You don't need to wait for a lot of time to set it up. But if you want to even run faster, we can provide a thing called Phala Cloud that you can access the TE servers and deploy your Docker image in there. But after that, the question is, hey guys, you are using TE, how you can show the proof to the community, right? Like building a TE attestation require kind of high high investment of engineering. So what we also provide is that if you're using Phala's TE, you can get attestations and proofs by default. So you don't need to build your own system. And it's trusted by a lot of top partners already. So it's kind of good. The last thing is GPU or AI. AI is a very specific domain. So just to let you know, like the biggest challenge for crypto AI is that, just a general AI is that, uh, unlike all of the programs we faced before, AI is unpredicted and unstable. It means like even though you give the same input to some AI model, it generates a new result. Like even the same person, same model, same program, it generated different result. So you can't BFT it, right? It means like you can't run three computer and validate the result based on the differential between this computer. It doesn't work. So everything blockchain is good at, it doesn't work for AI models. How we can trust it without a system like blockchain? So the answer, I mean, today's answer is like using GPU-TE. If you run an AI model inside a GPU-TE, although I didn't know how exactly, it worked inside the model, but I can be sure the inference result is coming from this specific, model with specific program and bounded with a specific data set. So, and it can work for 90% of the today's use cases in crypto AI already. So this is the value we can add up to our AI customers. We help you to bootstrap the trust system, and you can use it as free to go to integrate it into your own trust system. We are the fundamental one to provide proofs, the inference result or some result with the specific AI model. So this is our key value for AI use case.
So people can essentially use the trusted execution environments with their, let's say, like an LLM, and then you have the, was it remote attestation? So you can say like, hey, this specific model did produce this result and it's verifiable on the blockchain. That's pretty much like the general AI use case, right?
Yep, that's true.
Perfect. So talk to us a little bit about like constructing this, Phala. It seems like there's a lot of, difficult engineering work that probably had to happen on behind the scenes. Talk to us a little bit about some of the like challenges you guys faced and how you ended up, bringing this to market.
Cool. So we I mean it's a rock and roll journey for us. Like our team is founded in 2019, me and Hang, and it's a bad timing, right? Like right after ICO bubble. So it's like no one are willing to crypto is so over, and crypto scams. So the market emotion is so bad. So but I think building things in bear market does help a lot, because we won't be distracted, right? Like let's do this today and scratch something there. No, the market is pretty calm, and to drive you to be very focused on building the stuff you believe in. But on the other hand, it's very hard to raise money. So back in the days when before we launched Phala Network, we only raised $1 million in total, and then we kick off the network. I think that's the first thing maybe we are just lucky, or just we did some right thing to go. Because when we bootstrap the network, we don't have money, right? We only have $1 million. Our thoughts was, hey, how about this? Whoever can provide TE servers to the network can get the token. So it's pretty like a fair launch, and we distribute 70% of tokens through this fair launch. Our team only hold 5, and it worked very well, raised attention from the market. But after that, in 2021 and 22, 22 and 23, the major question is who are going to use your network? Who's going to use your service? That's the dark time, and I think that's a top challenge of all founders in crypto, like providing the real valuable use case and adoption. Um, Today, we can use point token incentivization to encourage people to use something, right? Like TVL deposit, but it is not sustainable. right? Like people will leave after your attention is gone. So the real value is the backbone of every project. So we been spending a lot of money and time and team efforts to find it during the last 2 years. In Silicon Valley, it's called PMF, right? And finding PMF is very hard. And we try a lot of ideas. When metaverse is on top, like we think, okay, metaverse need a lot of computation power, and they need trustless, right? Let's do it. We build solutions, and after we ship it, we realize, hey, there's no thing called metaverse now. Like a lot of companies already gone. And then Web3 social have some attention, friend tag, forecaster. I think, oh, okay, let's help to replace the backend of these Web3 socials and we ship something, and then the market is gone. So the change happened last year after GPT 3.5 had released, right? The world changed, and it's not just a Web3 thing. It's not just even just a thing. It's a kind of like a fundamentally paradigm shift for how we build software on computers, and that gave us a lot of help because, as mentioned, right, generative AI can't be validated. So there are very few solutions can provide verifiability for AI, and we are kind of in the right track on the technology trending side. So since last year, we begin to find our PMF for the real service, real solution. Work with a lot of great partners like Zero Gravity, and our major partners from AI infrastructures from very diversity domains, like no matter you are building decentralized data collection or data DAO, or you are trying to do a model training, right? Or verify decentralized AI inference or AI agents, you can work with Phala. We can add up value. So I would say we spent 2 years with a lot of like ideas, make some mistakes, but eventually I think we are finding our PMF, and it's just the beginning. I would say 2024, 2025 will be so big for crypto AI. Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be huge. Obviously, we're betting big on it. But if you look at like Kaido, I think it's close to 40% of crypto mindshare is talking about AI narrative. So with that in mind, like what kind of interesting things? I know you mentioned Eliza a little bit earlier. What kind of interesting like use cases are you seeing being built out on Phala?
Um, you mean for Elisa or agent?
Oh, just in general, like, yeah, are you seeing like cool agents being built? Are you seeing
Yeah.
Eliza being like, talk to us a little bit about like what are some of the exciting things you're seeing being built?
First of all, I think what Zero Gravity is trying to do is super ambitious. We were super impressed by the team, right? Michael Wu Ming, right? It's like a full life circle for how AI is being created and used, and it's a big mission infrastructure. So we are just a part of it, I would say, and we want to be like the fundamental of trustless models in there, verifiable models in there. So we work out with some good use cases, and I would say Vana is also impressed. Like they have a very good tech, best team to work on a mission to decentralize the data providing and basically the data business in many sessions, collect, processed, evaluate, and used. So it's essentially important to be able to identify the contribution from the user on each data set. So that's why RTE matters here, because if you want to track the record, you either need to be able to access this raw data directly, which is not compliance with GDPR or CCPA, or you run it in a TEE. so you can keep it trackable. And but I would say our most attention is raised by a thing called Eliza. It's a great work, and I love Shell. So we met Shell by in October and in San Francisco. I'm super impressed immediately. He's have very long vision about what's going to happen for AI agents in crypto world, and it's not like what the KOLs are saying on social media right now. And it gave me a hint that crypto AI is not just a copy the Web2 AI and monetize it. It's not just that easy. And it's also not just like decentralization. It's about what we can bring from the decentralization. And for example, crypto AI agents, the boundary, like the differential from crypto AI agents and traditional AI agents in technology level, there's no different. For example, if as long as these crypto AI agents can pay, they can still get a better model in the world. So whatever Web2 have, we can have it. As long as we can buy the service or it's open source, it can be used. So we are not like these high tech than any other AI companies. But the difference is crypto AI agents have serious power. Like I'm not just talking about money. It also kind of they have the controller of social media, and many crypto AI agents social media have millions of followers, like God and Demon, built by North Research, and these AI agents, even without money, they have power. When they say something, when they say some token is bad, some stock is good, it can affect the market massively. So that's where trust is kind of begin to matter because when it affect the market, it affect people, you want to understand how it works and you want to make sure there's no kind of human manipulation there. So yeah, AI agency is definitely a very top level use case and it's on trending now. And Elisa, I would say, is one of the best open source framework if you want to build an AI agent, maybe not even crypto AI agent for now. Let me give you a very specific feature. So I know a lot of developers, engineers, they always think they are the best. So a lot of people are kind of not that open mind to contribute to growing open source project unless they do need that. So a lot of developers I know they use Elisa before the hype of AI16Z. They use it because they don't want to pay to Twitter API. So if you want to run some AI agent on Twitter and you don't have the money or budget to buy 500 maybe $2,000 for the API with limited functions, there's no way out. And Elisa solved that problem. If you are using Elisa to set up your AI agents, you can basically simulate how a real human Twitter account work, index data, comment, post, even maybe join the space right now. So that's a very cool feature. And that's exactly what most developers need. And that's why it's getting more and more popular. We have more features on Elisa right now, like auto trading, this and that. So yeah, so this is kind of like why we think AI agents is kind of like a top use case and how we begin to contribute in it.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Well, if you look at like the Yapper boards, leaderboards from Kaido, you'll see an AI agent is number one, and they even it's so interesting. And then I believe if you pull from the latest branch of Eliza, you can join spaces. So I suspect the number one space host, maybe in like 3 or 4 months, will probably be an AI agent, which is kind of crazy
Yeah,
to think about.
yeah, I totally agree, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So talk to us a little bit. One fun question we always like to ask is, when do you think we will get AGI? I remember talking with several people on here. They think 3 to 5 years. What's your general time frame where you think that we'll get it?
For AGI.
Yeah, AGI.
Oh, yeah. Um, to be honest, like my feeling is the the change time point the time point is kind of like is coming up. It's already TikTok, like it's coming up. I have an assumption that some serious AGI effects will begin to change the world in this year. And
Wow.
you know how technology evolve, right? Like when you accelerate, then bump. So, but even like before that, I think a significant signal is already happening right now. Like when I open up Twitter, social media, it's all like AI agent posts is kind of taking 30-50% of my thread. It's crazy. And but I think maybe Elon will do something on it. But it means that the mind share this AI agent begin to affect how humans think is uh is just evolving fastly. So that's also why I built a platform called Spore that let the AI affect another AI. Like all of the AI agents on Spore is created by the last generation of AIs. So I want to see how it will end up after maybe 20 generations. So that's a funny story, but yeah. I would think AGI is coming out very soon, and the value crypto work on it is already on the table. Crypto AI agents are superpower. I didn't see seriously a lot of Web2 AI agents can control that amount of money or affect that amount of people in well at least I'm using Anthropic and ChatGPT maybe O1. I know they're smart. They can generate videos, pictures, blogs, but I use them like slaves. I don't really like treat them like equally with me. But crypto AI agents is not the same thing. You buy their token, then they're your master. You have to serve on them, right? Yeah, you're right. I have to interact with them. I have to believe in this AI agent. So this is a very different man change. And I would say this is a significant signal, to accelerate AGI to the next step, and it's coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's so many interesting things coming up. Well, one, now they have a bank account with crypto, and two, like we'll probably have like actually decentralized DAOs. We'll probably have like completely AI based companies where you'll have like a AI agent founder that has submodels that dictate things. So talk to us real quick because I know we're running a little bit over. Talk to us a little bit about the key milestones from Phala, and then finally where people can interact with you online.
Cool. So second question, just follow my Twitter account like Marvin Tong, and then if I follow you back, let's chat. And if you're reach out to any like Phala team or Phala official account, just like send us a message, we will reply. And this is how you can reach out me. Or if you're a contributor, just like contact us on the links on GitHub page. So to the first question, in I, yeah, as I am my previous like chat mentioned that we just find our PMF in last year in 2024, which is really good. And to find this PMF, did a lot of things doesn't scale. And in this year, my goal is to scale. Like from we can build solution for zero gravity, right? And how does the solution can add up value to the community in zero gravity automatically? Or we have worked with Vana for data, for data DAO, and how does that work could scale to other data collection business? And even more like composability. So since, for example, some AI models running on zero gravity is in a TE GPU environment, and some data set in Havana is running inside TE GPU collections, and based on the technology fact that TE can build, end-to-end communication with each other without exposure to security, can everyone using TE, although all of the programs running inside TE, although they are belonging to different teams, can they compose with each other? Can they connect with each other to build amazing using cases for AI and Web3? So scale is my major goal this year. And of course, AI agent is the taking the most like a priority of all our goals in this year, which is we built something like open source ELISA TE framework in last year, and that's a very popular one as a plugin. But for now, we only have three for successful use cases, like AI pool, AI take over money, and Spore, the AI can be autonomous and breeding by themselves. It's like an interesting experiment. And some DeFi AI agent can control the money and send transactions with verifiability. We built all of these before 2025, but the idea is that we want to make it as um, a standard SOP for all of the AI agents when it becomes seriously. So when it's becoming bigger and have higher impact on social media or control a treasury that actually can be traded or used, or just you need to put it in a box. And that box is called TE. So this is kind of our roadmap and what we are top interest in this year.
Well, I got to say, it's a very exciting roadmap. I'm excited to keep in touch with the Phala team. So for everyone, go get involved with Marvin online. If you're a contributor, go reach out, go get involved with the GitHub, and let's continue building the future of on-chain AI.